After years of nurturing young minds as an early childhood professional, BreYanna Chism wrote her first children's book, and now here she is again with a second one. Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm excited for you because I feel like it's such a journey when you write a children's book. So, what really inspired you to kind of start this and go on this journey? You have a son, right?
Yes, so I actually have 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you look great for
Full-time
having
mom.
3 kids.
Yes, and I have 2 girls.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, full house. But reiterate my children, they were a big inspiration for what I wanted to do. I wanted them to have something that could help regulate them social emotionally, that they could look at and have something that resembles them. And also my years in the classroom, a lot of hands-on. I worked in the classroom for many, many years as a lead teacher. So I just wanted books that would help me teach. I'm not in the classroom anymore, but if I was, this is something that I would want to help me out.
Yeah, for sure. What did you learn about this journey as a parent and as a former educator?
That children need to be able to express their emotions. The earlier you start, it's so much better. Because when they have these emotions, a lot of the time, they don't know what they're feeling. So they need to be helped to identify how they feel so they can address those things and be able to work through it. And those are things that I noticed in the classroom. I have children that would have these very big emotions, but they didn't know how to process it. Okay, you're sad, but how do we work through it? You're angry, how can we work through and manage those emotions? So I wanted something that could help them focus, find the pinpoint, and what can we do to work on that? Your
second book is Sometimes I Get Angry and That's Okay. Kind of fill us in on the story there because it kind of touches on what you were just talking about.
There was a young boy that I had many, many years ago, and he would get very angry. He had a lot of, trauma at a young age that he had dealt with. And I wanted to help him. I had him in my mind when I wrote that book because we had to work and process through a lot of emotion in the Head Start program, and shout out to all my Head Start teachers because we do a lot of work that people don't talk about.
Yes, you do. My son is in Head Start and I'm so grateful for all of the teachers there. So yes.
We do a lot of work to help get kids to be able to sit in classrooms later on in life. But he was in my mind when I wrote that book because I wanted him to know as a young child and as a boy that you can process through that anger. My son, Kason, he's 4 now, but he would get so worked up and, would have a lot of anger built up. So I looked at him one day and I said, you know what, it's okay to get angry, but how can we effectively process through that anger without it blowing up or we end up doing something that we can't take back? A lot of times, anger is just like, that's bad. Don't do it. You shouldn't be mad, you shouldn't be upset. And then you have teenagers and adults who have suppressed anger and you have a lot of teenagers that don't know how to process how they feel when they get mad. So the earlier, like I mentioned before, the earlier you can regulate that, the better before they get teenage years and adult years, and then you're doing things that you can't take back. So.